Sophie's heart thundered. Her head spun. Chadwick! She gasped. The boy rushed towards her, but she had already fallen. Drink this, the voice ordered. Sophie pried her eyes open to a brewery sorority, holding a glass of creamy brew to her lips. She was on a bed, her head propped by pillows, her brows scattered with wet, her temples spasmed, making her gaze squinty and wet. Slowly, the boy came into focus, with thick eyebrows, a commanding nose, and that surly Chadwick mouth. But he was tall, and Chadwick wasn't tall, so this couldn't be Chadwick. Her rescuer was someone else entirely, a thought that made Sophie sit up with a kittenish smile. Only to remember she wasn't Sophie, but Steen Werner, with ugly clothes and a fat wart. What's in it? She asked, pointing at the glass. Bananas, yogurts, and coconuts, the boy replied. We'll get you back on your feet. Sophie didn't like any of those things, but she sucked it down, ignoring the sour taste as her eyes roved the room. A smooth blue mural of a knight fighting a dragon, a closet full of boys' clothes and boots, and the four-post bed she was on now, with stiff navy sheets. Where am I? My brother's room. Carried you up here, said the boy. Would have kept you downstairs, but it's not habitable at the moment. So you knew our brother? A voice asked. Sophie turned to a younger boy at the door, with messy ash-blonde hair and sad blue eyes. Cedric said you thought he was Chadwick, he explained, nodding at the older lad. Cedric smiled. This is Caleb, he said, shepherding the tiny boy in and hugging him to his side. Chadwick is our middle brother. His smile tempered. This is Chadwick's house? Sophie asked, surprised. A swaggering, grey-eyed portrait at school came to mind. Chadwick of Oswood. That's his bed you're on now, Cedric confirmed quietly. Mother wanted to keep the room just as he left it. Caleb teared up. Don't even know who killed him. The snake, Sophie wanted to say, killed him in cold blood, while the lady of the lake watched it and did nothing to save him. Last we heard, Chadwick was going to be lead knight for Tedros. That was his quest after finishing school, said Cedric. He clenched his teeth, holding down emotion. Doesn't deserve to be king, that's Tedros. A real king protects his knights. Chadwick would tell me to forgive him, to stand behind King Tedros instead of King Ryan. But I'm not as pure-hearted as Chadwick was. That's why he made it into the school for good. Another family torn apart by the snake, Sophie thought. Another fairy tale construct. Chadwick was so loyal to Tedros, she said, her eyes on the mirror. The knights in the mirror looked just like him, dark blonde and barrel-chested, chasing fearlessly at the dragons. Charming, courageous in every way. All the girls loved him. Boys too. He was rock solid, the one you could count on. She glanced back and saw the two boys gazing at her. How did you know Chadwick? Cedric asked. Sophie blinked. From school. She cleared her throat, sitting straighter. Frostwood School, I mean, where I'm a new dean. Chadwick and I crossed the paths once. A fish market in Abu Abu. Now, if you excuse me, I have to get back to my students. She rushed out of the room, stumbling down the stairs. Sophie froze. The bottom floor of the house had been smashed in, shattered blue tiles blanketing the living room. Sophie squinted up at the hole in the blue-tiled roof, sunlight catching the flurries of dust. The source of the wood's hole lay in the center of the room. A lion hit the sword, stabbed it into a heap of broken stone. Sophie murmured through the wreckage to the front door of the house and pulled it open. Stepping onto the approach, she surveyed the quiet Frostwood streets, scattered with Excaliburs, a few young schoolboys jogging around and inspecting them. Colorful cottages lined the files, all of them fully intact. Unlucky, a voice sighed. She turned to see Cedric at the door. "We're the only house that was hit," he said. A horn sounded in the distance. Sophie looked up and noticed a woman in a rose-pink turban hustling towards them. "Caleb, Mother's coming!" Cedric called into the house before glancing back at Sophie. "Traffic lights. Then a SWAT hisses. Caleb's too afraid to go to school. Mother has to keep checking on him. You said you're a dean at Frostwood School. Mother will know you then. She'll be happy we nursed you back to health." "I better be going. Have to gather my students," Sophie replied quickly, about to take off in the opposite direction. "Headmistress Screamling, I found it!" A young boy hustled the turbaned woman, pointing at the sword. "There's a dead mouse right by it. Must mean something." Horn sounded, bracing. "Head back to school." Headmistress Screamling replied clippily, keeping on towards Sophie, who had moved it.